rolling. And sometimes when I'm walking up the stairs in school or whatever, I just stop and think, wow, I'm so lucky to be able to do this, because I know how it feels to not be able to. It's actually quite hard to think about. Every time I wake up in the morning, not in pain, I'm just so grateful. Hey guys, it's Julia, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you my scoliosis Q&A, and I'm really sorry that it's took so long to record and everything, because I've just been so busy with GCSEs and merseygirls, lots of merseygirls stuff going on. So yeah, it's all really exciting, but I just haven't had time. But if you haven't seen my scoliosis surgery vlogs, they are in, the links are in the description, so you can go check them out. So these are the questions that you guys have asked me actually, and yeah, hopefully this answers all of your questions. So yeah, let's get started. Just gotta finish my noodles, sorry. But before we start, I'm just going to explain what my condition is and what surgery I had and everything. So basically, scoliosis is a curvature of the spine, and my curve was really severe. It was about 110 degrees, so I needed surgery. It was, crushing my lung and my heart, but I'll go a bit more into that because there's some questions that ask about that later. So the surgery that I had was called VBT, and it stands for vertebrae body tethering. And now I'm 7 months post-op and I'm all recovered. So the first question is, where did you go in America? And I went to New Jersey, which is near New York, but one of the days we actually went into New York, to Times Square and everything, and it was amazing. It was such an amazing place. What has the surgery done for your back? Well, in terms of my spine, it is half the size of my curve, so it's gone from about 110 degrees to about 55 now, which is incredible. But 55 degrees is my curve after surgery, and that is where people's curves are before surgery normally, if that makes any sense. Before surgery, people's curves are about 50 degrees, but that's the size of mine after surgery, so yeah. But so that's in terms of my spine, but in terms of my back, it has made all my shoulders and hips more even, which I'm super happy about. Why have you still got a back hump? Now everyone is asking me this, and it's a really simple answer. It's just because I still have scoliosis, basically. So yeah, as I said, my curve is where people's normally are before surgery, so that's why I've still got a big hump. Will you always have a hump? I will always have a hump, and even if I had the surgery in the UK, the fusion, not the American one, you'd still always have that slight hump, because you can once you've got scoliosis, you can never fully straighten your spine. But I've just learned to love it and accept it. What can't you do that you could do before? I can't do my needle. It's like a scorpion kind of dance move. I'll put a picture in now of when I used to do it. So yeah, I can't do that anymore. Obviously I can still do my backflips and stuff, because that's the whole point of this American surgery, that you can still, keep your back nice and flexy, but that's just a little bit too far, that needle. What was the hardest part of recovery? Well, there was it went in stages, so the first hardest part was coming off the IV meds, and IV meds basically, they go in here like a needle into your veins, and that's where they put your medicine in, so it goes straight to your veins, so it hits you straight away, the pain relief, and that was, coming off them was probably the hardest part. So that was the first hardest part. Then the second hardest part was when I came home and I saw all my friends going to school, going out, dancing even, and I just really wanted to go out with them and go shopping with them, but I physically couldn't, and that was so hard and frustrating for my head. I was just like, just do it, but then I'd do it and it would kill, and it was just really hard. And then the third hardest part was when I went back to dance. So I thought that it was all going to be great because I've gone back to dance and all this, but actually it was really hard because I'd lost all my flexibility and all my strength, so that was really hard, and I was just really frustrated. But I've got it back now, and I'll tell you how I got that back a bit later. What was it like in surgery? During my surgery, I literally cannot remember a single thing because I was fully asleep, so like on anaesthetic, like fully gone. And I woke up and it felt like I'd been asleep for like 2 seconds, literally. It was just, I don't remember a single thing from in there. What was the plane journey like after surgery? Well, it was pretty hard. It was about 7 hours. Luckily we were flying overnight, so I did get to sleep, so it went a bit faster. But it was really uncomfortable, but the air hosts were incredible to me. They literally, they brought over like 7 cushions and I was lying on them. They were all around me, and so I could be nice and padded, but because we were in business class, so I could like lie down, which was handy because, you know, I would not have been able to sit for that long. But it was hard, but you know, I did it. Did your mum stay with you in the hospital? Yes, my mum did stay with me. She was going to go to the Ronald McDonald House, like, overnight while I was in hospital, but I did not want her to go, and she didn't want to go either because, you know, she'd be worried about me, and so she literally lay on this little chair next to my bed, and she slept there every night, and she was just amazing. Can you still dance, and how come? I can still dance, thankfully. Simon Cowell really generously offered to pay for the American surgery for me because I could not afford that. And after the American surgery, you can dance because instead of fusing your spine, they put like an elastic rod in instead of metal. They put like screws in and then an elastic cord through them, so it's not fused, so it can still move about. So that is why I am still dancing today. Thanks to Simon and my surgeons, of course. How much have you grown? Well, I didn't grow that much because after fusion, you grow, like, you don't grow after it. But after the VBT one in America, you can grow after it because your spine can still move. So I'm just waiting to grow, basically. Before and after pics of X's. Oh yeah, I'll put before and after pics in right now. Such a huge difference. Like, I first saw those pictures, the after pictures, and I just burst into tears in the hospital bed. It was just, I was so happy. What type of curve did you have? I had a C curve, but like, it was like I had a small curve at the bottom as well. I was just like compensating for the top one, like it wasn't actually an S curve, so I just had a C curve. If anyone doesn't know these like S and C terms and stuff, C is basically where you have one curve, and then S is where you have 2. So I had a small one at the bottom, but that was just like to try and, that was like my spine trying to even out basically. It wasn't actually a proper curve. So how long is your scar and where is it? I've got a little one here, yeah, here. Then I've got a long one all down here, and I'll put a picture in right now. How did it feel when you could dance again? Well, I thought that it was going to be amazing, but it was really mixed emotions because, like, I first went back and I was all excited, but then I was too scared to jump properly, and, you know, I couldn't do stuff because I had my strength and flexibility, so I was really, like, kind of upset about that, but then now I've got it all back, so now it feels amazing. Did you get homesick? Anyone that knows me would know that I'm a home bird. I love my bed and I love home, basically. There's no place like it. And so I did get homesick, but like my mum was there the whole time and I got to FaceTime all my friends and family, so it wasn't too bad. Does the catheter hurt? For anyone that doesn't know what a catheter is, it's basically a thing they put up your private parts. Because I couldn't walk after surgery, so I couldn't go to the toilet. So then basically when you need to go to the toilet, it just all goes into the catheter and it goes out, so you don't have to get up and go to the toilet. And to be honest, it didn't hurt because when they put it in, I was asleep, you know, in surgery, so I didn't feel it going in. And then when they took it out, it didn't hurt like at all. It was just like weird and uncomfortable, but it didn't hurt, and it was actually over in like 2 seconds. What was your favourite part of America? Well, when I was a little bit more recovered in the Ronald McDonald House, we went to Times Square in New York and we watched my cousin in the Broadway show The Lion King because he plays Scar. That was incredible. And I literally couldn't sit for more than 20 minutes, but when the show was on, I sat the whole way through. And I was so proud. Like, I was like, Mom, I'm going to have to go out and lie down and stuff. But I didn't because it was so amazing. And it was just wow. What was the weirdest and best experience you had in America? Well, the best experience was obviously going to Broadway to watch my amazing cousin Stephen Carlisle in The Lion King. And the weirdest thing was when I woke up from surgery the first time. Like, I was lying on the bed and I could see, because I was lying down and they were like pulling me down the corridor, and I could just see the ceiling going past, like really fast. It might not have been fast, it felt like it was zooming past, and I could hear a load of these voices all around my bed, but it was like the ceiling, and then it was all blurry and misty and foggy, so like I couldn't see anyone, just hear loads of voices, and felt like I was in a dream. Literally, I was going, is this real? Have I actually woke up? But like, it was just the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced in my life. How much PT did you have to do? PT, the day after my surgery, I had to sit up. It was the hardest thing in my entire life, but I had to do it every day. They'd come round at 1 o'clock, and it was like, it'd be 5 to 1, and I'd like be like crying, like I don't want to do it. But without the PT, I wouldn't like have recovered as well as I have. So, and for anyone who's in England, PT is physio, and in America it's PT. Did the screws hurt? Well, when they were putting them in, I was obviously flat out asleep, so I have no idea. But now I could feel the screws, and it's kind of uncomfortable to lie on. Not in bed, not at all in bed, but in like dance, when I roll on my back and stuff, it kind of hurts. But I've got like padding for it and stuff, so it's all good. Why did you have to have a blood transfusion, and is this normal? It is not normal. I mean, like, it is normal, but in most cases they don't need it. It's just basically I've got this condition called thalassemia, and it's like where I don't have as many red blood cells as other people, so I get quite tired, and when I lose blood, my body can't make it again on its own. So most bodies, if they lose it, like, their body can just make it again, and then, but mine can't. So, and unfortunately, during my first surgery, I lost a load of blood because they were trying to get my A-line in my arm. I'm not really sure what an A-line is, but it's like a needle in my arm, and they couldn't get it in. Like all the nurses really struggled to like find the veins in my arm. Like, but literally they tried all the way down. It was full of bruises. I'll put a picture in now. So yeah, that's why I lost so much blood. But in most cases, that doesn't happen. It's just because I'm awkward. Do you have to go to USA for checkups? I do. At 3 months post-op, I got x-rays done and sent them over. Same at 6 months post-op. And then I think at a year post-op, I have to go back to America. Do you still have flexibility in your back? I do. Otherwise, that's why I had this surgery, you know, to get the flexibility. And I can do front walkovers, back walkovers, back flips again. And, you know, I'll put some pictures in now of me doing them.
Woo! 2, 1, go.
Like, honestly, I'm so grateful for this surgery because I can still do all my flips and tricks and everything. It's just great. What was your opinion on the physio? Well, personally, I hated it. It was a love-hate because I loved it because I was like, okay, I'm so grateful for these people that are going to make me better. But then, on the other hand, I hated it because it caused me so much pain and it was just so hard. Like, I didn't realise it would be that hard. What was your favourite food in the hospital? Well, honestly, the American food in the hospital. The food in my hospital was amazing, literally. They had pizzas, burgers, chicken, pasta, and it was like a pure restaurant, and they just brought it to my room. But obviously, like, I didn't really feel like eating because you know, so I didn't eat much of it, unfortunately. But I did have Cocoa Pops every single morning, so they were probably my favourite. Will your spine ever be fully straight? No, it won't be ever fully straight, and even if, you know, people who have fusion, theirs won't be either, because that's just life. Did you lose weight? I did lose a lot of weight. I lost 1.5 stone. Because, like, after surgery, you don't feel like eating because you're on all these pain meds, and sometimes when you do eat, you throw up, so that's not great. And you just like, because you don't eat for a while, because you don't feel, you're just in pain and just in a bad place, like, then you lose your appetite. So then when you start to eat again, you get full super quickly. And also when you've had surgery, well, for my surgery, my surgeon said my body is using like 4,000 calories a day to like help my body heal. So to put on weight again, I was gonna have to eat more than 4,000 calories a day, which that's impossible for me. I'm already a small eater, so like honestly that like was really hard. I was just trying to eat as much as I could, but yeah, that's why I lost so much weight, and I'm still actually trying to gain it. 7 months down the line, I've put on a stone, still trying to get that half stone. But yeah. What degree was your curve? Before surgery, my curve was 110 degrees, and then they got it down to 55, which is amazing correction. Why 2 surgeries? Basically, I had to have 2 surgeries because my curve was just huge, so they couldn't do it, like get it down in one go. So the first surgery, they put all the metal and the cord in, and then 10 days later in my second surgery, they tightened it to, you know, reduce the curve. Also in my first surgery, they had to break 7 ribs. And oh goodness, that was just the worst pain in my life. How did you feel after the anaesthetic? I felt, as I said earlier, it was the weirdest experience ever. It was like I was on a cloud. I was floating in a dream, and everything like was blurry, and I could hear everything, but like things were blurry except the ceiling was just rushing past. It was crazy, and I was just off my head. Could you feel pain throughout the surgery? No, during the surgery I felt absolutely nothing. Like, I don't remember a single thing from being in surgery, honestly, because I was just flat out. Like, how long was recovery from each surgery? Well, from the first surgery, recovery could only be 10 days because that's how long I had in between the 2 surgeries. So the first surgery, the 10 days was PT, physio, every day, just trying to get me better for the second surgery, and that was just so hard, honestly. And then from the second surgery, it was about 3 months, but they say like 3 months so you can start exercising and stuff again, but really recovery mine's still going on now, probably just about finished, because, you know, all the little things like the way my shoulders move, like you have to get used to how your body has changed, and like all my strength and flexibility, like that's all part of recovery. So really 7 months down the line, only just finished recovering really. Will you need more surgery? Well, my surgeon said maybe I'll need 1 more because of my curve severity, but I really hope that I don't, because I never want, like, no one should have to go through surgery. It's just the worst thing, but it's also an amazing thing because it's helping you. So yeah, maybe 1 more, but fingers crossed not, guys. Come on, give me your prayers. What was your pain level after surgery? Well, basically on the board in my room in hospital, they had like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and my nurse would come and ask me every morning, what's your pain, and she'd circle it, so like say when I got the next nurse, they'd know how bad my pain was and so how to help me. I could handle about a 7, and then if it went above pain level 7, I just couldn't handle it. Most days it was 10 for the first few like days, and then maybe weeks. So yeah, it was pretty bad, but it does get better. What would have happened without surgery? Well, without surgery, my curve would have just got worse and worse and worse, and it started to crush my lungs a bit, so it was quite difficult to breathe, and it would have just crushed it even more, and then maybe even crushed my heart. So, you know, surgery was vital. Do you miss much school, and how did you catch up? I missed about 2 months of school, which is quite a lot, and catching up, I'm just trying to catch up now, really, revising a lot. But the thing is, like, I didn't really catch up because I lost all motivation after surgery, so I should have gone to my teachers and said, look, can I have this work? But I wish I did, but I didn't do that, so I didn't really catch up. Does it still hurt when you have tough day at dance? Like, after long days of dance? Only sometimes, really. Only when it's really intense, like lower back pain is just agony, it's horrible. But really, I don't get much pain anymore. Is it sore getting the tubes out? No, basically I had a tube up my nose for oxygen, I had a chest tube to drain all fluids out, and I had a catheter up my area to help me pee. and none of them hurt getting out. Like in my surgery vlog, if you've seen, I'm getting the chest tube out and I'm going ah, because it's just it's weird because all your nerves are like all zzz, like this, and it's just like really twingy and it's uncomfortable, and but it doesn't hurt really. Did you get to thank Simon after your surgery? I did. I sent him a letter and he sent me one back, and then when I got home he rang me and we had a little phone call, and it was really nice to speak to him. And then to top it all off, he paid for me and my family to go and watch the X Factor, and then when we went, I got to see him and talk to him, and he told me that I'm like doing amazing and I'm looking great, and I just was thanking him, and it was just great. Yeah, he's just the nicest guy ever. Why do you have long legs and a short body? Well, if you think about it, if my spine is curved, then my body's going to be shorter, so that's why my legs are so much longer in proportion to my body, because if my spine was straight, then my body would be longer, but it's not. Out of 10, how scared were you? Well, I wasn't. Maybe like the day before, I was like 10, I was stressing out major, just felt major low and just worried. But then the day of, I was pretty chilled out. I don't know why, I was just nice and out, because worrying doesn't help anything. So I was like, you know what, it's happening, I'm going to have it whether I worry or not. So I just kind of went for it. And they did give me like happy pills and stuff before it that make me feel all cool and jelly. So, Do you still want to dance? Of course I still want to dance. Like, I couldn't imagine my life without dance, and I've actually just auditioned for dance colleges and I've chosen which one I'm going to. So, dancing's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, of course, forever. Can you dance better now or before? Well, before, it's such a hard question. I would probably say now. Surgery has really made me realise why I dance, and it's to really just let go and live. So since surgery, I've been improvising a lot, and not like just doing turns and kicks and leaps. I've been just like really using my body to like let go, and so that's what dancing really is. It's just using your body to be free. It's not really all about the kicks and the turns. Like, obviously it's great to have amazing legs and everything, and I love all that flexibility stuff, but I've learned how to really just use my body recently. So I would say after surgery. What are you looking forward to now that it's done? I'm looking forward to dancing with merseygirls forever, because we've got so many exciting things coming up, and if Simon hadn't paid for this surgery, then none of this would be happening. And we're making a huge announcement tomorrow. I'm so excited. So make sure you check all of our social media platforms to see what that is. So that's what I'm looking forward to, just dancing with them forever like I never thought I would. How did your friends support you? Well, while I was in America, I FaceTimed the merseygirls and all my friends every single day. They'd send me like nice messages. So that's how they supported me when I was away. Then when I came back, they'd just come and I'd lie on the couch because I couldn't sit, and they'd just sit with me and watch TV and eat with me, and because I couldn't go out, so they'd just come round and look after me. And they also bought me loads of gifts. Like, I'm so grateful for my friends. What's the difference between disc operation and fusion? Well, there's a big difference. In fusion, they put 2 metal rods straight down your spine. And by the way, fusion is in the UK, and it's on the NHS. So they put 2 metal rods straight down each side of your spine, and they fuse your spine so it cannot move at all. Whereas my VBT surgery, they also go, in fusion they go down, like, right down your back here, but in VBT they go down your side, so there's less, like, muscle disruption and stuff, and obviously you can't see the scar as much when you wear clothes and stuff. And after VBT, instead of putting, like, metal rods in, they put screws in the vertebrae that are curved, so it's not, like, all the way down either, only in the ones that are curved, and they put a flexible cord through them. Also, there's another difference is, and recovery after the fusion is about 6 months to a year, whereas the VBT surgery is about 6 weeks to 3 months. So that's obviously like great for me and my dancing. Another difference is because I've got a flexible cord, you can still do all my back bends and all my back flips. But if I'd had the fusion, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And And there's another difference. There's a lot. They're very different surgeries. They're both great. But after the VBT one, because they haven't fused your spine, I can get this surgery taken all out and get that done. And if I wanted fusion in the future, you know, after all my dancing career, if I wanted fusion, I could get this out and get fusion. So this is not, it can be undone, which is another great factor. But they're both great surgeries. There's just a lot of similarities and differences. For me personally, for dancing, VBT was the best option for me because of the short recovery period, so I didn't lose as much flexibility and strength as I would have lost if I'd had the fusion. It can be undone, so if something amazing comes along for me, I can get that done. And I can still grow after this surgery, so you know, and I can still dance. So they are the main best things for me. Did you miss dancing? Of course I miss dancing. I just missed it so much. Like, just dancing full out, I missed incredibly. Are you sad about your rib pump and deformities? Well, about my rib pump on my back, I've kind of learnt to accept it, and it's a lot smaller now, so when I wear tops you can barely see it. So I'll show you. So as you see, you can barely see that. However, after this surgery, for some odd reason, I never used to have a rib pump at the front like other people did. But now, I've got this big rib pump. I don't know if you can see. I really don't like it, and it's going to take me a while to get used to it and to just accept it. But I don't get too upset about it because there's so many beautiful things in life to be happy about. When were you diagnosed with scoliosis and how did you discover it? It's actually a pretty cool story. So basically I was 6 or 7, I think, and I had a really bad cough. So then I went to the doctors and he made me bend over to listen to my back about my cough, and that's when he saw what he thought to be scoliosis, a slight curve. So he referred us to Older Hay, and we went and found it all out, and there it was. I had scoliosis. I'm pretty lucky that I had that cough because the earlier you find out you have got scoliosis, the better for your treatment. Did you wear a back brace after the op? I didn't wear a back brace after the op. I wore one before. I actually wore 2 different ones before. I had spine core, which is elastic one, so I could dance in it, and that held my curve for a while. But then when I grew, it just didn't hold my curve. So then I moved on to this other brace, which is up there, which I'll show you. So then I had to wear this. Oh, I'm sorry, the pollen rate is really high. And I wore this Gensingen brace from Germany, and it was made specifically for me, and like, I hated wearing it so much. I wore it in the night, I wore it to school. Like, just looking at this like brings back so many bad memories. Like it makes me so sad. Like, especially wearing it in school. Like, are you glad you had surgery? Well, I am and I aren't. I'm not, because I can't do stuff that I could do before. I can't lie on my back, and like, I didn't realise how much you actually need to lie on your back during dance. So that's pretty frustrating. But then I also am, because it's made me who I am, and it's really changed how I think about things. So how did you deal with pain before surgery? Before surgery, I didn't deal with it. It just made me angry, and I just didn't really do anything to help it. I don't know why. It was a bit stupid of me. But now, when I get in pain, heat is the best thing for me. So I always have hot water bottles, and I've got this heat pad downstairs that I bought, and you strap it on your neck, strap it on there, and it's just on your back. And it really helped with my pain, especially after surgery. Do you get self-conscious, and did you get self-conscious before surgery, and how did you deal with it? I get a little bit self-conscious of my front rib here now because it's a new thing, but I'm sure I'll get over it soon. And with my back rub, I don't get self-conscious anymore because I just, basically a lot of people know now because of Britain's Got Talent, so it's just who I am. And before surgery, for ages I hated it. When I was younger, I hated it. In dance, I'd wear big jumpers, be sweating, dripping, and just wouldn't take my jumper off because I hated the way it looked. But I dealt with it because I spoke to my mum, I spoke to my dance teachers, they were all amazing, and I just spoke to all my friends about how I felt, and that's when I realised that if people are your true friends, they'll love you no matter what. That's when I realised, why am I doing this to myself? Just embrace it. So that's what I did. Did you lose flexibility and how did you get it back? Wow, I lost so much flexibility. I could barely, like, doing the splits really, really hurt. I could barely do the splits, it killed. So now I'm stretching every single day to try and get it back, and I'm on day 106 today is how many days I've been doing it, and I've got all my strength and flexibility back, and if not more flexibility, I would say. And I'm just so happy with how it's going because I hated how I'd lost it all. So just doing a yearly stretch. Yeah. What was the hardest acro trick to get back for you? Like, most people would think it's probably a backflip, but I would say a back walkover was harder than a backflip, definitely. I don't know why. It's just really hard to do the walkovers, but backflips are just easy. I don't know. It's pretty hard, back walkovers. How did you go to the toilet after surgery? Well, as I said, I had a catheter, so for the first few days, it just all got drained into there. And then when that was taken out, it got taken out when I was able to walk just about. So they had a little thing, they had like a portable toilet thing that they made up. So I didn't have to go walk far, I just got out of bed and went to the toilet. And whereas for poo, I wasn't eating much, so I didn't need to poop because there was nothing to get out. So how did you feel at a time when you couldn't really do much? I watched a lot of YouTube, a lot of YouTube. I would sleep a lot because of the pain meds. They made me really tired. But every morning in the Ronald McDonald's house, I'd go down, lie on the couch, put the TV on and watch YouTube basically until I fell asleep. But me and my mum also went on, she took me on 3 walks a day, I'm pretty sure, and I hated them. We went a little bit further each day. But now I'm really grateful for it because that's why I've recovered so well. But I hated it at the time. How did you feel when your nan turned up and then your sister and your grandma? It was just so weird. I was shocked because you think they're half the world away and then they're right there. It's like, is this real? Are they here? Like, or is this like my mind playing tricks on me? But I was so happy because I was so worried about my mum when I was in surgery. Like, when I was all I was thinking was, when I go into surgery, Mum, you're going to just be so worried about me and not know what to do. You're going to be all on your own while I'm just fast asleep. And I was so glad that she had company to look after us. So it was just amazing. Can you get your stamina back after surgery? I really can't. That's like the one thing that I'm still trying to recover with. Like, loads. Like, my stamina is still really bad. It's got a little bit better, but I'm still trying to get it back. And if I don't, then I don't know, like, I think most people do usually, but I don't know, it's just something that I'm really struggling to get back. When did you start dancing properly again? Well, I started dancing 3 months post-op, but that wasn't properly because I was scared, lost all my strength, flexibility, so only really about 5 months was when I started to properly do it all again. Did you fall asleep in the chair in your vlog? Oh, is this when I was like, I'm gonna faint? I didn't fall asleep. I don't know if anyone has ever been in really bad pain before, and if you have been in really bad pain, you'd probably understand this. So my mum said that she did this when she was in labour, so it's, you know, that really bad kind of pain. I actually went inside myself. So this is going to sound really weird if you've never experienced it, but I shut my eyes and I was sat in the chair and I just went inside myself and blocked everything out. I could hear everything that was going on around me, could hear it all, was awake, was aware when people were speaking to me, but I didn't answer. I just was inside myself, and in a way that I was asleep inside, but I could hear everything that was going on. It was really weird, but that really, really helped me. Going inside myself really helped me through my whole recovery. How do you find the doctors and nurses? The doctors and nurses are the loveliest people. They just want you to be out of pain and better. They're so efficient. They say, I'm going to come in, check on you at this time, they'll be there. They say, I'm going to bring you your meds at this time, they're there. So in the night, I had meds every half an hour. So exactly on the dot, they'd be there every hour and a half. They'd give me my meds. They're just so amazing. So I'm so grateful for everyone who cared for me. Will you get back to the same level of dance? Yes, with hard work and determination. Did you have to relearn to walk? Well, I didn't have to necessarily relearn to walk. It was more like I had to walk with my shoulders back to encourage my curve to stay back, and I just had to really get more confident in walking, because I was walking with my toes first because it was smoother, but I had to just put the heel down and just go for it, and so I didn't really have to relearn because the surgery wasn't on my legs, but there was a few things that I had to do. Were your surgeons ABC? Yes, my surgeons were ABC. They are the most amazing 3 surgeons I've ever met. Doctors ABC is Dr. Antonacci, Dr. Betts and Dr. Cudahy. Every night Dr. Cudahy would message us in the Ronald McDonald House and say, how is she doing, how's the day been? And she still sends us messages now, and we send her videos of me doing all my tricks, and she's just amazing. She still messages and keeps in touch. And those 3 surgeons have changed my life. They did such a great job in the surgery. I was just so happy to be in their hands. Will you ever be 100% pain free? This is the final question, and to be honest, I don't think I will ever be 100% pain free, no. But I'm in a lot less pain than I was before, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and also thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers. That is mental. I'm so grateful for all of you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, as I said earlier, my surgery vlogs are in the description, so check them out if you haven't seen them. And I hope this has helped you all. If any of you out there, have got scoliosis or had surgeries, let me know your story in the comments, because I'd love to read them and, share experiences with each other, because, in the end, if we stay together, we can all help each other. So, yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.